Hello, crafty friends. Welcome to another episode of remote journaling. This is becoming a thing for me. I'm invested in trying to make this work. So again, the angle here is not that great. I have about a 12 by 24 inch square of space that I can work in. I did find another travel tripod that I had. I pulled out some of my old photography stuff, but it's hard with my cell phone. I can't find the right mechanism to get the right angle. So if this is going to become a thing, I may have to invest in something. So today is actually October 1st. I am in Chicago and I have driven to my meeting in Wisconsin, and now I'm back in Chicago, and my flight is early tomorrow morning. So I knew this afternoon I would have some time to work in my journal, and I'm going to do that. But I just wanted to show you, what I've packed, what I have with me, and maybe a little bit of this process. If this is something you're even remotely interested in, how to pack up your daily creative journal and bring it with you if you're traveling. It's very difficult. So any tips, if you're already doing this, I would truly, truly appreciate it. So this is my September signature. I've already put together my October pages and pulled the October prompts. That video should have posted yesterday. If not, there may be a delay because of me being, in between. Time zones, or I'm not sure. Chicago's Central Time, I'm Eastern. I don't know if that makes a difference or not. But I haven't, since the last time I recorded, I haven't videoed or worked in this signature. There is a lot of stuff still in here, a lot of stuff that needs to be glued down. But I want to show you what I packed. So I put everything in this great big, probably can't even get it in this frame, zippered pouch that I already had. I don't know what brand this is, but it's sort of heavy duty. It worked well going into my suitcase. And then, of course, my signature went in there, and anything and everything I could find that was legal to bring as a carry-on. I did not check a bag. So, of course, my glue stick, I have a travel ruler, a bone folder, is that what it's called? It's a bone creaser or something. I have a bunch of scraps. This is colored paper scraps that I thought maybe I could use for journaling spots if I need them. Of course, all my notes. Then I just grabbed some of the papers I still had that I had pulled out for September. I don't know if any of these work. Since this fit and didn't weigh too much, I brought all this paper if I need it. I think I've only pulled one sheet of paper out of this whole pack in the very beginning of the September journal. But the colors in here are going to be good for October as well. So I have that paper pad. I did bring a magazine clipping of an airplane for yesterday. And I think I showed you this, if this will work. But I have an idea. I may abandon this. And one of my prompts that are left is use only words today. So that may be yesterday. Some more papers that were on my desk. Some more tags, maybe. These are stickers. I think these are from the Dollar Tree. Oh, another tag. Wonder if this fell out. Let's put that back in there. And some of this is from a magnetic paper pad. I've used this a couple of times already. And then a little pouch of patterned paper, little bits and pieces in case I needed something or wanted to be a little bit creative in here. Some of this, look, that's a paper bag. I don't even remember what's in here. Some of this is from envelopes that says please recycle. So we'll see. I'll have it if I need it. So that's all the... I did find out that I could bring these scissors. These were in my checked carry-on bag. And so, of course, I should have looked this up before the video. As long as from the pivot point to the tip of the scissors is less than, I want to say 3 inches. This is probably about 1.5 inches to 2 inches from that pivot point. So this size scissor worked well, and I didn't have to toss them. But I figured if I did, I wouldn't be terribly upset if I had to toss these scissors. I did not bring my Tim Holtz scissors because I think I would have cried if I had to toss those. I brought my tiny attacher. This is another Tim Holtz product, and unfortunately I only brought a writing pen and a pencil because I really didn't have this idea for yesterday until I was on the plane. And so I brought this cute little dog paper clip, and the reason I brought the stapler is because I don't want to use this as a paper clip. There was in here, I showed this to you the last time we recorded. It was some images, here they are, of the dogs. And what I want to do, even though these images were not taken on the same day, but it's really all about watching this new puppy, Cookie, growing up, and her and my older dog finally getting somewhat along, and then meeting my daughter's dog for the first time. So it's all the same story. I want to put this on some cardstock and then use the paper clip as like a pull. And so I want it to stick up and still see the outline of the dog. So I thought I could staple it. I need to find some cardstock to put this on first before I do that. So that's the plan for that, and that's the reason I brought the tiny attacher, is to be able to come back and hopefully that will hold the paper clip in place. All right, put this back here. Because now that I think of it, did I bring any cardstock big enough to do that? Of course I didn't. Of course I didn't. Okay. But I have picked up a couple. I'm crazy when it comes. This is what I'm bringing home with me for October. Subway. Actually, this was yesterday, my lunch. And so I saved it. That's when I started thinking about use only words. I don't think the Subway will fit. I have that paper bag. I have this. This is a travel brochure. That would be thick enough, but it's not going to be white on the inside. I flipped through this last night. And if for nothing else, I'm going to save this Halloween and somehow figure out how to fit it in this size journal. I think it'll work. So that's coming home with me. Now I do have another paper bag that I thought I might be able to use. I just don't think that's going to be sturdy enough to hold that paper clip. Let's see. That's not tall enough. Oh me. Well, darn it. Okay, nothing over there is going to be tall enough. So I don't want to lose, well, it's all going in that bag. So I'm going to keep it there. And I'm going to go to yesterday. Yesterday was going to be contemporary. So I'm going to swap that out. I'm looking for now the prompt, use only words. And I know I've shoved it in here somewhere. Symmetry. I'm going to struggle with these. But I am always determined to finish them up. So I'll come up with something. If you saw my video the other day, I used the color green and made like a fold out. Now where is that prompt? I should have flipped through this before. Ooh. Now what is this for? Oh, that's black on the back. I'm going to leave that out. I might be able to use that. All right. I know there's one more prompt in here. And it's use only words. Here it is. Use only words today. So, oh, I was going to put that on September 11th. So there's already a picture there. Okay, so this is so I've got to now swap this contemporary prompt, put that in somewhere. This is going to be easy. I'm cheating on this one. I just printed out some designs because I don't do this kind of art. So we're just going to make it simple. Now, use only words. This says, this is that cartoon I wanted to use. It says, wait, come back. But there's an image, so it might go here or into October. All right. This is kind of some glossy paper. All right, and so what I'm going to do, when this is my travel plan, but I don't need it from the first day. I just like to have a printout of my confirmations and such because everything has gone so digital. I am going to plan and plot out just words, and I want the words to be, some be big, maybe bottom to top or top to bottom, and some left to right, and then fill in with smaller fonts. I am not good at lettering, so I am going to use sort of a template. I was thinking about this on the drive back. I am staying very close to the airport, but I had a 2.5 hour drive this morning to get to my customer's meeting. So I don't sleep well in hotels, so I was already up. I left at 6 o'clock this morning, but that is 7 o'clock our time, so really not that bad. Okay. So this is going to be my template, and so I'm just going to work on that. I'm going to put my signature aside, and what I was thinking about is my hashtag from my blog. And the hashtag was, I want this big, and I want it to fit the entire length from bottom to top. And I'm going to come back and do this at home in like bubble lettering. So my hashtag, I have to space these. Gotta check and make sure you guys are in frame. Is beautiful. Ooh, I think these are going to be too big. A-U-T-I-F. Beautiful. Yeah, I've got to draw it smaller because it's such a long hashtag. All right, let's see. So maybe the hashtag can be about that big, and then B-E-A-U-T-I-F-U-L. Beautiful things. This has to be a capital. Beautiful things are all, oh my goodness. Smaller than that. Okay. B-E-A-U. This is why I'm using a pattern. Beautiful things are all around us. There we go. And so that will fit, I don't know if you can see that, all across the top. And now that I have this kind of judged for space, I can kind of space these out a little bit more so that I end at the very top. I don't want to erase anymore. And I will put the hashtag there. And then I wanted to write hold on. Oh, glimmer moments. So, but I wanted to just do some, so the beautiful things I saw yesterday were Canadian geese, and these are just going to be, maybe I'll do it in script. Canadian geese. They were flying south. Okay, and then there's a few more things. Early morning fog and wildflowers, but there was a color scheme. I wrote down the colors. Okay, so, and then maybe I'm gonna write from here to here, glimmer, is that 2 M's? Glimmer moments. And so that is going to be this way. These are going to be glimmer moments. And so the first one is, it's my, do I want it to be script? Yes. My granddaughter's voice on the phone. So, and I can make this a little bigger, this a little bigger. So that's kind of the plan. Let me go back to my book, my signature, and see if I can transpose that without making too much of a mess. Like I said, this is just kind of a pattern. So I see the spacing I need for the letters. And it's probably going to be sideways for you, but unfortunately, I think I'm going to try to do like really tall, skinny letters. Hashtag B E A U T I F. I'm going too far. Beautiful things. Look, I'm getting smaller. I'm going to have to erase this. All right. Second attempt. B E A U T I F U L. Beautiful. I'm almost in space, but remember I had a little bit of a gap at the end. Beautiful things. G. I got a little bit smaller and a little bit bigger. I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna when I get home, I'm gonna go over this probably with a Sharpie. Beautiful things. T-H-I-N-G. Beautiful things are skinnier letters. Yvonne, skinnier letters are all around us. Woo! Beautiful things are all around us. Okay, so that spaced out perfectly. And so now I have glimmer moments. And that is going to be sideways. And I have this much space. Actually, I think I'm going to put the beautiful things up here, above there, and then the glimmer moments down here. Okay, so the same thing. I'm just going to try to space this out. I wonder if I shouldn't make a line to follow. Let's see. Just a thin line. I can come back and erase it. Okay, tall and skinny, tall and skinny. G. I didn't even go all the way down to the left to the line. G L I M M. The power is flickering here. Glimmer moments. M O M E N T S. There we go. It's very light. I know you can't see it, but and I'm in a shadow. So beautiful things are all around us and glimmer moments. And then I will fill in like all the beautiful things and glimmer moments right there. So that is going to be use only words today. And instead of talking about travel woes and blah, 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 I'm just going to turn it around and say, you know what? I'm going to keep this, but I'll use this as a glue page. Even though I'm traveling for work, I don't really want to be traveling for work. Here's some beautiful things and some glimmer moments along the way. Just trying to turn that around and fulfill this. And so what is a glimmer moment? Here we go. Oh, should I paste this down? This is words. Glimmer moments. You know, I'm going to paste this down and just write really tiny glimmer moments because I'm going to continue this trend. So today I learned about a term called a glimmer, which is the opposite of a trigger. So if you have anxiety, which I do, there's certain triggers. And so whatever that anxious moment is, you have a trigger. I know what mine are and I'm working on them. So glimmers are those moments in your day that make you feel joy, happiness, peace, or gratitude. Once you train your brain to be on the lookout for glimmers, these tiny moments will appear more and more. I love that. Love it, love it. So this is going to go down. It's words. Certainly is. So, glimmer moments. I've been saving this, trying to figure out the perfect time to use this. And it's right now, right here. Now, we're also going to look over the fact that, well, no, actually they're numbers. Oh, shoot. I didn't bring I thought I had stuck that in my bag. I did not bring my art glitter glue, and I don't think that, I just don't think the glue stick is going to hold it. So I'm going to look it in there because I now have to find a new spot to work on contemporary. So, okay, back to, I got to check the time because, yeah, I'm expecting a call. So I'm going to make this tag. And then I probably have to call it done here. All right. I have no idea where this was from, but it worked out because I'm going to use it to back these photos of the dogs. I know this is going to stick up in the book, but that's okay. I just liked these 3 images together. It shows we've had her, well, now it's a little over a month, but we'd only had her 3 weeks at this point, I think. And so it's taken some time to get her acclimated to us and my older dog. I really thought he would be better than he is being, but it's okay. Oh geez, this is going to be fun. Trying to use these tiny scissors where I am just not good at cutting a straight line, so this could be funny. Here we go. This is when you're absolutely determined to work in your journal. How about that? I ordered some new craft furniture. Wow, there's images. I'm going to have to trim that a little bit more. Sorry, Nugget. I got to cut off some of your tail. I think that's a little bit better. Okay, and now, oh no, so that's a golfer in the background. We live on the golf course, and I want to be able to see them because she was absolutely fascinated by, I don't know if it was the golfers that caught her attention or the golf cart, but she stood there. She just stood in that spot for like 15 minutes. Which is unusual for her because she's all over the place, you know, all puppy, all the time. Let's see if this works, or am I about to break my Tiny Tim attacher? Oh, barely. Barely. I'm going to press them down a little with these scissors. Yeah, that's going to work though. It's going to work. All right. I think I better put 3 of these on there. 2, 3. Okay, and then push them down some so I don't cut myself on them. There we go. There. Okay, that worked. Awesome. I love that. I can't remember what day I was going to put this on now. Let's see if I can find it. Let's see. Here it is. Right here. Yep. And I know this is not Labor Day, but I think this was the day I recorded. Yep. The Labor Day after COVID and everything. Okay, well, I have to get ready for a call, so I'm going to sign off, but I'm going to come back and work on getting some things glued down in here for when I get home. So when I get home, I've got to put my October signature together and finish this up. Here's what we did the other day. I think that came out cute. Okay, almost there. Okay, so I am going to sign off, and I will see you back in my craft room. Bye-bye. Well, geez, I can't